This summer, on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, teens participated in the first ever Santa Barbara Summer Nights.
This is a free program, pilot program, Summer Nights 2022. The goal was to mimic something that we see in other metropolitan cities. They usually call it Summer Night Lights, and it's just one night of a week, typically Fridays into the late evening. And so we wanted to take that concept and expand it to 3 nights a week. So over the course of the 6 weeks that this program is going to operate, we actually alternate activities with things coming back that become more popular. So it could be anything from flag football to baseball to kickball to dodgeball. We've got mural art going on behind us, so they're doing a new mural for the junior high. We have art activities. This Friday we have some self-defense classes. And then one of the great things is we were able to add in a food element too. So people that participate in this actually get a free meal every night that they come to the program.
The program was created to combat youth violence and give teens a fun place to hang out in the evenings.
So initially it was geared towards teens and older teenagers, younger adults, because there's not a lot of programs for them in the community. I think there's so many kids participate in summer camps and summer school programs, but there's really nothing from that afternoon into the evening, and specifically for teenagers. So we geared it towards teenagers with the understanding that if parents wanted to come and bring their siblings, we welcome everybody. And it's free, and so we just want to see people recreate in a safe place.
I actually am pretty jealous myself that this program exists now, as opposed to when I was a kid and going to school here at La Cumbre. We were hungry for stuff like this. It was hard for us to find positive things to do back then, not like today.
This free, safe program was made possible by the City of Santa Barbara in partnership with the Santa Barbara School District.
Well, we had a joint school board and council meeting back in 2018. We did that about 2 times a year. And I had mentioned that the school district and the city have other opportunities to partner together, and what are some opportunities that we could do that. After the meeting the next day, Ismael Huerta from the school district reached out to me and said that he'd been thinking about that, and he had this idea going back almost 10 years where he had tried to build a family summer nights program here because it had worked in his hometown. And it hadn't really gotten the traction yet, and so we met pretty quickly after that, talked about it, and it seemed like a great idea. And before we knew it, one meeting led to another, and the doors kept opening. And we had the program, we had the basic foundations for it set. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we had planned to do this in 2020, but then we decided, obviously because everything was shut down, to wait it out and then reinvigorated it about a year ago to plan for this summer.
The school district is all about partnerships. We are part of the community. Selfishly, we think we are the heart of the community because we serve our families and our students. And we think that that's one of the most important things any community society should have. But of course, we know that we can't do this work alone. We should always be doing it in partnership with others. The city is such a natural partner for us with our resources, and the fact that we all serve the same families, I think really matters.
The event was held at La Cumbre Junior High with an invite extended to all teens and families in the city.
So we chose La Cumbre because we know that many of our students need a place to go and build community with other students, develop some skills over the summer. We also know that there's a need to feed some of our families in this part of town, and this just seemed like the logical place.
So when we started the program, we wanted to feed everybody on the first night and the last night. So we were getting free food from the Santa Barbara School District Food Services Program. The first night it was funded by No Kid Hungry, which is a local nonprofit in town. They do a lot of great stuff. So the first night every kid got food. We had Kona Ice out here as an additional treat. But a lot of kids do go hungry in this community. And during the school year and even in some of our summer camp programs, there are programs that provide food to kids that don't have those opportunities. So sometimes they get a breakfast and a lunch. This brings that dinner element. And I would say any program where there's free food, you should have a higher participation rate. So if nothing else, if it gets more people here to participate in this program, that's a win-win.
The program not only provided a meal to those in need, but also helped foster social opportunities that were lost during the pandemic.
There's significant challenges that our kids faced over the past 2-3 years. In particular, most of the kids weren't able to go to school, so they were socially isolated. And we also have, just as a society, a newfound importance on open space and outdoor recreation. And in a lot of times there isn't that much access to outdoor open spaces, especially when you're living in denser urban neighborhoods within our city and other cities. So to have this opportunity to be outdoors is just something that's invaluable, and it was lost during that time when our kids were isolated. So it's a chance for them to interact with each other and start to rebuild those social skills and interaction skills that they have in person rather than just online.
Coming out of the pandemic, many of our kids have been indoors, tied to devices. We need to get them out. We need to get them outside and moving, just like we have with all the activities that the city's providing.
With the last couple of years, it's been tough to try to get out and do things, but now, because of our partnership with the schools, we're able to hold programs like this that hopefully keep the youth out of trouble and also keep them healthy.
Overall, the pilot program has been successful, and the city is already planning next year's event.
Everyone was really excited. Many of us knew the work that it took to get here. A lot of the community just showed up because they'd heard about it. But to have the Zumba classes got everybody energized. There was the prizes, there was the food. There was a really positive energy, and it's something to do rather than being at home or not having any opportunity to really engage with your neighbors. So I think it was really something that people were looking forward to. And hopefully they'll keep coming, and we have it through July. And just to have multiple weeks in the evening is just really invaluable. And so again, I think the community is supportive of it, they wanted it, and we're gonna have some lessons learned and be able to replicate it next year, both here and hopefully other areas.